Alfred Hitchcock is one of the most prolific directors of all time. But did you know a lot of his movies have made their way to physical 4K? So in this video, I'm going to recommend to you 5 of his films on the 4K format you definitely need to check out. I'm a big fan of classic cinema. In fact, I actually prefer it to what we get in a lot of cases for modern day releases. But really, it all comes down to a director who executes his or her vision and leaves an impression or has something very compelling to say. Alfred Hitchcock is definitely one of those directors. Many of his films, I think, leave a lasting impression. They're visually unique. And I mean, just the way he tells the story, it's really, I mean, you can put this man in a top 10 list of best directors and he'll easily be in the top 5. I have no question about it. So for this video, I'm going to give you 5 of his movies that are on 4K that you definitely need to check out. As I mentioned, a lot of Hitchcock films are already on 4K, many of which were released by Universal. And to their credit, they did a really good job. So to start things off with my number 5 pick, I'm going to go with, in my opinion, one of his best films. And I absolutely love it, if for no other reason that arguably one of the most beautiful actresses of all time stars in it. Rear Window, starring James Stewart and Grace Kelly. I absolutely just love this film. It's a compelling mystery and it's so interesting, even though it's really stationary for a good portion of it. The way Hitchcock directs it, it's masterful. The suspense never lets up. And if you choose to pick it up on 4K, you're getting a stellar looking image. The colors are nice and bold. I just love how this turned out on the formats. Universal, another of their releases, did such a great job bringing this to 4K. Proper grain structure, detail looks good. I love it. The movie has never looked better on any physical release. And if you throw in that addition of HDR, it gives you a nice sense of just fullness with the palette. I enjoy this movie immensely. I'm so happy that Universal released it on 4K, and I definitely recommend it to the rest of you. One of the earliest offerings of a Hitchcock film on the 4K format is another Universal release, and it's probably one of his most, I would say, celebrated or well-known films, Psycho. Don't let the black and white image fool you. It looks really good. Grayscale is nicely dialed in. Blacks and shadows look fantastic. No complaints whatsoever. Really nice grain structure. And I think Universal did a really good job bringing this to the 4K formats. But the addition of a DTS:X audio mix, an audio upgrade here, I think it really adds something. No, it's not a fundamental change over what came before, but I think it just opens up the soundstage a bit and gives you a nice little bit of a shock to the audible system. I think it's really good. The film is legendary. I could talk about this one all day. It's iconic. So many great scenes in this. I love it. And bringing it to 4K, you definitely need to own it and put it in your collection. I just love it. I do. So Psycho on 4K, my number 4 pick. You need to put this one on your shelf. My number 3 is a Paramount release of a Hitchcock film. Most of his movies came from the Universal camp, but occasionally he did branch out to other studios. To Catch a Thief. When it comes to Paramount catalog stuff, they can be sometimes hit or miss. And I'm very happy to say To Catch a Thief is simply awesome on 4K. The restoration team, whoever worked on this one, did a really good job. I love it. You also have the addition of VistaVision. It looks really good. I mean, the picturesque settings of, the French Riviera are just breathtaking. And you have that classic vintage palette. I think it's an amazingly done transfer on 4K. It looks really good. Full HDR Dolby Vision support. Even grain looks to be, thankfully, not managed too badly. Typically, a Paramount release will throw in a little bit of DNR, but it's not as obvious if they did utilize it here. It looks really good, though. It does. And the audio, is also it's a port over from a previous release, but I think it still sounds really good. This is, I would say, arguably one of his most picturesque movies as far as Hitchcock goes. It looks really good. So if you choose to invest in the 4K, you're getting a really good version of the film. So I do recommend you check this one out. My number two recommendation is another Hitchcock film that utilizes VistaVision. And I would say that Vertigo is so really interesting from a visual standpoint, and it fully utilizes VistaVision and what it brings to the table. I love the use of color here in forms of clothing, just general aesthetic, and of course lighting and different just different styles that he uses. I think VistaVision just really pops in this film. And on 4K, even more so. It's gorgeous. It really is very cool. I love how this looks on the 4K formats. On Blu-ray from previous releases, it looked okay. It looked good, but it's just given a little bit more something here on physical 4K. Grain also looks really good. Nothing problematic in that area. I think this is a very impressive looking disc. But not to be outdone, it also got an audio upgrade in the form of DTS:X. And I gotta say, I think it adds a lot. It's also a very surreal kind of soundtrack. There's a lot of, well, not getting into spoiler territory, but the whole title of the movie, Vertigo, you can imagine. It does give you a nice open soundstage and adds some clever audio cues. I like this one a lot from just as a film, but bringing it to 4K, it looks and sounds even better, and it is an easy recommend. And for my number one Hitchcock film that I recommend you check out on the 4K format, this is a Warner Brothers release and one of the most recent release of Hitchcock films on 4K in the last couple months, North by Northwest from Warner Brothers. What can I say? This is a nearly perfect representation of what a classic film can look like on the 4K formats. Words sometimes escape me, and when I bring this one up, I think I just can't do it justice. Beautiful looking transfer. I have absolutely no issues with it whatsoever. Another picturesque movie. I would say it's pretty close to Catch a Thief. And it's also another VistaVision release. So you have a lot of those factors going for it, and the addition of HDR adds a lot to the palette, gives you a nice richness. It's natural and full. I think it looks beautiful. I could talk about this one for hours, but we're not done. A Dolby Atmos upgrade. I think it's really impressive for a classic film of its age, given the Atmos treatment. There's a lot going for it. And of course, if you are somebody with an Atmos setup, you can imagine where the height channel activity is going to come in. No spoilers, but it's a very famous scene. So yeah, I mean, it's a really good sounding upgrade. I have absolutely every confidence that you will be impressed with this 4K release. So Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest, incredible movie, really incredible 4K release. Check it out. Hitchcock has such a wide filmography, some of the most amazing, thrillers and horror films, and just even some of those smaller movies that I didn't mention in this video are on 4K. I would highly recommend a movie like Rope, and Marnie, I think, is a very underrated Hitchcock movie. And there are a lot of his films that have still yet to make the jump to 4K. But if you are interested in the 5 that I mentioned in this video, I will leave direct links in the comment section. But I can't speak highly enough of the man and how great his movies look on the 4K format. They were certainly given justice, so check these out. But now I want to hear from you. What Hitchcock films do you love that are on 4K do you recommend to the rest of us? Sound off down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.